Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Monday morning, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a word for you. Tap in. So, guys, it's pretty early, about 6 a.m. Got a pretty busy day today, so wanted to drop a recording pretty early. I want to talk to you all about stewardship as well as an email I received in regards to motivational speaking. Stewardship first. I always talk about the importance of stewardship. Stewardship is proper stewardship, I should say. Proper stewardship is extremely, extremely important. Again, anything God trusted you with, He's going to watch you very carefully. And if you've been getting away with something, kind of like some things that you think He doesn't know about, or you think you're doing it behind closed doors, listen. Don't think just because He's quiet and you're getting away with it, like he doesn't know. Listen. Tighten up. Straighten up. For real, for real. Stewardship is extremely important. Again, I always say, God will give you something. He will watch you very closely. If He trusts you, He'll give you some more, etc. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Stewardship is heavy. Very heavy. It's hard. Very hard. For different reasons. For one, most people, or some, never one size fit all, doesn't have the character and integrity already in place, right? So many people, that stuff is developed within the process. So you're learning the ins and outs of what you have to steward, as well as the importance of character and integrity, if you didn't already have it, right? So it can be very heavy. But God is so good. I always say this because it's not like God is out here picking people who are already developed or already such and such or already at a certain level. No, he will work with you. It's like, okay, listen, I know you didn't learn certain things in childhood, right? I knew you didn't learn certain things. That wasn't your fault. That's nobody's fault, whatever. You didn't learn certain things in childhood. So I'm going to teach you along the way. The problem is the fire gets so hot that most people just, I'm not dealing with that. Right? It's like it's easier to go back to the simple life. Really, it is. The simple life is a lot easier. Truly, it is, in my opinion. So it just depends on, what do you want? You can't have it all, right? Either you want the simple life and you don't have a whole lot of responsibilities, or either you want some things and you're going to have a lot of responsibilities with a lot of headaches. Pick your choice. Pick your choice. Stewardship, again, is hard because, again, you're being processed. You're learning the ins and outs. So it's almost like you're going to school. It's almost like you're in school again. You're in college again. So you got that heaviness of learning. Then you're learning the ins and outs. And then you have to also deal with people who feel like, oh, you've changed. Well, how can you not? How can you remain the same if you're not on the same level any longer? So you have to change. So this is why you hear people say that it's lonely to the top. And then I heard Pastor Blake say quite some time ago, and that really stuck with me, it's not lonely at the top, it's lonely in between levels. If people are not between those levels with you, they don't get it. They don't understand. So you quote unquote change. What do you want? You want me to stay the same and I can't help you? Or you want me to change and I can help? What do you want? What do you want? People, I'm telling you. And then, again, the people who you have in place, right? If you have people in place, and you will have to, it depends on what you're stewarding and how much you have to steward. You're going to have people in place to help you. That can be assistants, that can be whoever. And guess what? You are required to remove them if they are not stewarding what you have presented for them to steward. And now you got friction, because now you might have to release a friend or release an employee or because they're. Remember, only you can see the vision. Remember, only you can hear the downloads, right? So when you share it with other people, if they're not tapped in like you, or on the same, level or mindset, they don't get it. They don't get why it's important, why you have to stay on their neck. They just feel like you're staying on their neck. You're always on my back. Well, I mean, do you know how much I got to lose here? So if you can't get it together and ride with me, you can't eat with me. So if you have a hard time because I have to critique you to help you to understand why it's so important to steward what I have made your responsibility, and I've explained to you that, listen, if we don't do this thing right, God's going to snatch it from me. And that means you ain't going to have it because I have to snatch it from you. And I'm not, listen. When you've been through some things to get God to finally trust you, you're not about to let, I don't care who you are, you're not about to let nobody mess it up for you. Because see, people who didn't go through the fire, people who haven't developed a certain level of character and integrity, their mindset is different than yours. They get to go home with no responsibilities, right? You going home and can barely sleep because of all that stuff. Listen, if you can't get it together, you got to go, point blank, period. Because you're not going to mess up what I've worked too hard for. Period. Does money make you happy? No. No. I've said that a million times. Keep in mind, it's my opinion. You have other people who are saying right now, girl, please. Yes, it does. You know what you're talking about. I get it. I used to think that way too, if I'm honest. Here's the thing. Let's have an honest moment here. I said this before. If you're happy, because listen, I know some people who are broke, and I mean broke, like for real, not like broke in the sense of they're hiding the car in the backyard from the repo man broke, but like, and they're happy. They may live check to check, but they're happy. So if you're already happy prior to getting money, then yes. But if you already have all type of demons that like you're going through hell, you're unhappy, you're miserable, you have no peace, like somebody can hand you $1 million right now, you're not going to be happy. You'll be happy for a moment because you're probably going to go and buy, whatever you always wanted, house, car, even some temporary love that ain't even, but that's for a moment. Just like a child with a new toy. Once that thing wears off, the excitement, then what? You're back to being unhappy again. So money takes away stress. And yes, it can buy you things that you've always wanted, but if you have no internal peace and no internal happiness, it doesn't matter. What are you going to do? You're going to pull up in your Bentley, smiling, and then go lay down in the bed, and your soul is in distress? How's that happy? When you work on your internal self and you develop your relationship with God, and now you're walking in purpose and calling, right? Now you're stabilized right there. You're walking in purpose and calling. You will then get witty ideas and inventions. Money will come to you. But guess what happens a lot of the time with that money? Yes, some of it is yours. But guess what happens with some of that money? Stewardship. Go help this person. Go start this nonprofit. Go do this, do that, do this, that. And guess what? Because you're in purpose and you're walking in purpose and calling, yes, you will be happy. There is no other joy. Seriously, and if anybody knows this, like if they know me, like for real, all my life, family, friends, they know there is no other joy that I get more than helping hopeless, homeless people. Helpless and homeless people. People who can't help themselves. And people who others have deemed to be, quote unquote, bums, failures, whatever to society. The people who others have given up on. There is no other joy in my life. Just helping people in general. That fulfills me. I'm not the girl who needs excessive excessive. Let me be clear, excessive, right? Because your girl got some things. I'm speaking excessive. It makes no sense. Let me take that money and go apply it where it really fulfills my soul, which is helping others. That God requires me to help, and people who can't help themselves. Not just anybody, so don't send me no email with your foolishness. Your girl is tapped in. Trust me when I tell you. I will read your soul and then read you in the process. Try me not. It is too early. Let me get my coffee. It is too early for this. So no, money doesn't make you happy, my opinion. What else? Stewardship. Does money make you happy? Motivational speaking. Someone emailed me about this. She believes she's being called in this season to be a speaker. And she wanted me to share some tips. Also, speaking of that, you guys have been asking me to create courses. I've been looking into it. I have somebody working on some things. You know, it's time consuming and it's pretty costly actually, quality wise. I'm a quality girl, right? I don't care about quantity. I'm a quality girl. But public speaking will be one of those courses. Not public speaking. Motivational speaking will be one of those courses. Just letting you know. But I'm going to warn you about something in advance, because I know a lot of you guys don't really know me. So I'm going to tell you something, right? People who knows me. Knows this. Again, I'm a fun girl. I like to have a great time. I love life. I love people. I love to laugh. I'm a clown, right? Like I never met a stranger. Will walk in a room full of people. Don't care about race, color. I'm going to get in where I fit in, right? I'm that type of girl. I'm a good time. But anybody who knows you will tell you there's like a button that turns on and turn off. When it comes to business, when it comes to goals, dreams, desires, when it comes to things like that, and you ask me to step in, I'm going to be on your neck. Please don't sign up for any of these courses when you're working with me one-on-one. One-on-one? I don't do excuses well, right? Good excuses, of course, but I don't do excuses well. So I just want to put that out there, right? Because again, a lot of you may ask me about these courses, but my courses will require us to work together one-on-one. And I'm like a drill sergeant when I turn that button on. Seriously, I am. But I get it done. If nobody else can get it done, Kizzy can get it done. Seriously. Okay. So, sis, here's the thing about motivational speaking. I've been speaking for quite some time. But here's the thing. This is crucial. What is your niche? Because a lot of times people want to follow the crowd. Meaning, okay, this person is speaking on finances. Let's take Gary Vee. Or this person is speaking on relationships. This person is speaking. And then you feel like because the majority of them have like large masses of people following them, that should be your niche. No. What is your niche? What is the thing that moves you, drives you, right? Not something that you have to do extensive research on because you already know what this thing is. What is it? Is it cooking? Is it physical fitness? Is it marriage? Is it finances? I mean, what is it for you? Zoom in on that thing. You need to narrow it down. Like for me, it's transformation, right? It's motivation, empowering others, right? I can give me a broken person for about a good solid month. About a good solid month. So what is your thing? Stay in your lane. If you are someone who is very fearful of like crowds and public speaking, you're going to have a difficult time. You have somebody like me who is all in your face type personality, who is mouthy. God gave me a mouth. who is mouthy, who deems themselves to be pretty confident. Definitely if I'm in purpose and calling, but still is nervous when entering a stage. So if you can take someone who is pretty much okay with crowds and they still have their moments of like, woo, then what does that say about someone like you who's very shy, very fearful, very timid of people in crowds? You have a very difficult time. So it's also important to understand that motivational speaking does not always have to be on a stage, right? You can do YouTube, you can do podcasts, you can start off going to orphanage, whatever like lane you're in, right? Or you can, speaking of that, were you someone like who were adopted or went through like the foster home systems, things like that? Then ideal, because you've had that experience and you've seen, you know what you came from and now who you are currently. What better lane to be in than speaking to children at foster homes or at schools who may have experience with you? So for them to know your story and know that you made it out of the system, you're now married, you're now successful, then you're giving them hope. Speaking is about giving other people hope in certain areas. So it doesn't have to always be on stage, because I know you say that's like one of your biggest fears, being on stage. It doesn't have to be on stage. I mean, what better time now to do things online? Because a lot of places, you can't go on your stage if you wanted to, with the coronavirus and, well, all these different viruses going on now. And so this is the perfect time for someone who has stage fright to start speaking. Start small. Start very, very small. Start with 2 and 3 people. And then, of course, the more and more you go, then you get more and more comfortable. Another tip, turn your phone record on in the house by yourself. Not recorder, your video. Turn your video on and start speaking into your recording. Because your recording, by it being on, it kind of acts as if there's a crowd. Of course, we know there's no crowd, but that will get you comfortable speaking to your phone with the video recording on. Once you have your outline, things like that. Outline is also important. Now, personally, a person who speaks from spirit, I'm going to tell you a lot of times what happened. I'll have an outline, and you know what happens? The minute I open my mouth, the spirit takes a different direction, meaning the topic, the subject is the same, but not so much like how I had it outlined, because I can be speaking and then I'll get a download. There's a certain person in the audience who may catch my attention, and this person is going through something. This person is contemplating some foolishness. Like then the Spirit have me speak on that topic, even if it's just for a moment, and bring me back in. But outline is still good to have. But if you're speaking, if you're a spiritual person, like you were saying, if you're speaking in spirit, a lot of times the things that you really like outline is going to go to the left. But it's okay because spirit is moving anyway. But outline is crucial. You got to narrow it in. You don't want it to be too broad, right? You're going to have to get strategic on, because personally, I don't know anybody who don't have a routine in the sense of how they get themselves ready prior to their engagement, whatever they got going on. For me personally, I have to shut everything down. Everything. Social media, date nights, girls' night, whatever. TV, I have to shut everything down. And then I have to stay full up in the spirit. Fill up in the spirit. And then I'll get downloads and I have to write them down. Downloads, I have to write them down. And so, a couple of days before, I have every download that I got. And fasting also, I have to fast. I get every download that I have. And because I've written everything down, now I can take it and then outline it. But again, every now and then I'm shifted because the Spirit took me in a different direction. But for the most part, because I have a solid outline, I'm good. The day of the event, I don't care where I am, I have to have my earplugs in. Like wherever I am, this event can have 30,000 things going on. Whatever. I mean, people doing whatever they do. Dudes trying to holler. It doesn't matter what it is. I tune all that stuff out and I got my earplugs in and I'm listening to either recordings or worship music that gets my spirit filled. Especially that fill me up. Who is it? I think it's Tasha Cobb. Is it Tasha Cobb? Whoever sings that song, fill me up, right? And I'm talking about over and over and over and over and over and over again. I have to stay filled up in the spirit. I can leave no room for flesh to get in my ear at all. And then when I enter the stage, I'm filled up in the spirit. So I can release the spirit. And it usually takes me about a day to really kind of come back down. And I'm just like, whoo. So flesh alone, I would still, as confident as I can be, flesh alone will still have me too nervous looking in crowds of hundreds of people, sometimes thousands. And people just staring literally in your face. So flesh alone sometimes was like, So it's crucial to stay filled up in the spirit for myself. Again, that's just for me, because I'm sure if you're speaking about fitness, physical fitness, I don't think you need to be up in the spirit. Well, maybe so. I don't know. Last thing, networking is crucial. Networking is crucial. So the individuals that whatever lane you're going to go in, make sure these are people that you're also researching and learning from. You do not want to try to like steal someone else's style or swag, right? You can get some pivotal download and information, but take it and plug it into your style, your swag. Your style and swag is what's going to really set you apart. So don't think because someone else may have like more of a, like me, I have more of a forceful tone. Don't think like you have to have, like God just had me fussing at people, I guess. I don't know why, but I fuss at people, I guess. Where you may be more quiet in your tone. Like that doesn't mean it's not powerful. We're all just different. I've stopped that long time ago. I've stopped trying to speak all quiet and shy and let me just tell you that any given time that you're going through transformational season, you're going to lose a lot of people along the way. Just get your edge growth oil. No ma'am, that's not me. Get your edge growth oil, because you're going to go through some things. You're going to lose some people. So your tone, don't worry about any of that, or are trying to mimic somebody else. Stay true to who you are. If I could give you one only tip, that right there. Stay true to who you are. Don't let people try to change you to fit their narrative. Stay true to who you are. That's where your power is, right there. If God wanted you to be somebody else, He would have created you to be somebody else. If He wanted you to look a certain way, act a certain way, He would have given you the download. Unless someone else who is ordained to speak into your life brings that to you, then that's, but do not change who you are. Again, networking is crucial, right? Please don't feel like you have to stay in your hometown. Because can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? Many times, that is not your target audience. I thought that for a very long time. The people you really know, that's not your target audience. So don't be afraid to travel, right? Get on Google and type in whatever your niche is, type in X, Y, and Z conference 2022. If you see some pop up and people go support the individual conference. Go by yourself. If you can, right? Or whoever you go with. They don't need to be a person who distracts you a lot. They can kind of handle their own in the room by themselves. You need to really be in there getting a lot of tips, right? Kind of see how certain things, again, you don't want their style, but tips that you can add to your style. And then what I've learned personally is when you go support people, a lot of these times the people will support you. Because these people have already been through it. And again, when you've met people at certain levels, they have a certain level of, gratitude, character, things like that. So you support them, they support you. Also, you meet people within their conference. Matter of fact, I remember I went to support a young lady in Charlotte, North Carolina some years ago. I wanted really to just support her because she supported me a lot online. I went to support her. And do you know, I met at least 40 people at her conference that ended up on a bus. They did a bus tour to come see me speak one time. So you support people and they'll support you. So support other people's events. Network while you're there. I think that's it. And just make sure you got a solid team behind you. I think that's the only tips I can think about. Right. Oh, lastly, I know a lot of people shrink up towards this, but this is true. Never, ever, 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 ever be too proud to give your gift away for free. So if you have to go start speaking for free, please do so. Because just like any business, you don't really make money in the first couple of years. Of course, never one size fits all. But when you start a business, you don't make like all this money. So give your gift away, right? Because remember, you're getting exposure. You're meeting different people. The right people may see you, right? Like when I did the honoring, the video to honor Ricky Smiley, there was someone who contacted me. Well, let me be quiet right quick. You'll never know who's going to see you. So don't worry about charging anything, right? Worry about knowing that you're going to get that exposure and that because it only takes the right person. One person it only takes to really see you. So don't be so locked in on money. I know some people are saying, trust me, I get it. I know some of you are saying, I'm not going, well, listen, do what you do. I'm just giving you my tips, right? And I think that's it. If I think of anything else, I'll definitely I'll email you back, sis. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.